Okay, so not to date myself here, but when I was in middle school, chat rooms were becoming a thing. You would get this list of rooms you could join, and there would just be random people in there that you could hang out with and talk about your favorite Smallville episode. There were always creeps, sure, but I'm nostalgic for those days of quick communication with strangers. Okay, and these days we do have Discord, but random small chat rooms went extinct the older I got. The kind with no dedicated servers. They would just pop up and vanish the next day. The kind of chat rooms where social anxiety could be low because, hey, if you don't like this room, there's another one somewhere else. It's the best way to get social interaction with minimal effort. And in most cases, you don't even need to say anything. You can just read what other folks are chatting about. So I was curious about web fishing when I first heard about it. It takes the simplicity of fishing in Animal Crossing and mixes it with a chat room. You start out with a fishing pole and some basic bait for free, and you can spend your time catching fish in rivers, ponds, lakes, and the oceans so that you can upgrade your stuff. But there are other people there, strangers if you so choose, just chillin' and fishin'. And each room has their own vibe. Like I was in one where everyone except for me were queuing for a game, so people would be there excited talking and then they would just vanish because they gotta go play Dota or whatever. In another room, we were all watching a different show or video essay on the screen while catching fish. And we would just chat about the different things that we were watching. One person was watching a Fleabag video essay and we were just talking about the hot priest. It was fun. And so I would say the energy in these little fishing communities are super positive. If you happen into a chat that's meant to have a bunch of perfect strangers together, you might witness something special. A person might blurt out a weird thing going on with their boyfriend that day and ask for advice. Someone else might tell you what they're making for dinner. Other times, you and the other Animal Crossing creatures are just fishing, and you'll occasionally just mutter something like, nice, when someone catches a really big manta ray. And look, I'm sure there's negative experiences out there in this game that comes with the territory of random chat rooms. You can choose an 18+ room if you want a more rowdy crowd, and you always have the option of making a private room for you and your friends. But I would suggest hanging out with strangers. It's a taste of how the internet used to be in like 1999, with the gameplay of like 2002. The temporary nature of these chats will sometimes surprise you. I had this favorite chat that was steadily up for an entire week. Someone would always take the night shift, so then everyone else could keep it alive during the day. Of course, if anyone ever left the chat, that meant that the chat would have to cease to be. I didn't check in on this chat for a few days, and when I got back, it was just simply gone. The little chalk art that I made on the ground was gone. The people that I remember, they're all gone. And of course, that chat could magically reappear, but for now, I have to go find another gang to catch fish with. Okay, so now we can talk about the actual gameplay. This is how the fishing works. You wait until you catch something and then mash the button when it calls for it. That's really just it. The bigger fish are more bashing and the smaller fish are just like one mouse click. You don't need to time a mouse click or anything like that. It'll just jump into the mini game on its own, and then you hold down your mouse button to fish, mashing the button when it tells you to. You start out with free worm bait, but you can't stock up a bunch at once. This means when you go to the fish and bait shop, you can't just get 100 worms all at once. This helps create a nice cadence with the game. You fish, you go back to the shops, you get more bait, and you sell some stuff. And the shops are actually pretty interesting. So first we have the bait shop. You'll look for these little foxholes in the ground, and you can find them all over the map, so you don't need to keep coming back to the main square over and over again. You can get the basic worms for free, or upgrade your bait, and I'll show you how to do that later, and pay a little extra so you can catch something more. You can sell your fish here, and if you have a fish you don't want to sell, all you have to do is favorite it so it won't show up. Next, you have a quest board that'll automatically keep track of itself, so you don't need to put a fish into the board or anything like that. The game will just know, and then you come back here and you cash in or see what your status is with other quests. Then you have the aquarium. This doesn't work like the aquarium in Animal Crossing where you try to put as many of your fish as you can in there. You can only contribute one fish. This means everyone in the server gets to put one cool fish in there and tries to build a community aquarium that looks neat. In my experience, most people don't put a fish in there, but I always do. I like to put my sunfish in here. Then you have your vending machine where you can get drinks that you can improve your fishing game or just like drinks in general. You can buy a bottle of wine too if you want drinks. And you can also buy a drink that can change your size just for fun. In the hub, you have a possum who runs the general store with a bunch of cool cosmetic items for sale. She can also sell chalk for drawings and instruments. And yes, the instruments can actually play music. From the fishing store, you can get upgrades to your rod, lure, bait, and you can buy a fishing buddy. The fishing buddy is a little dude in a bucket who catches fish for you automatically to sell. Oh, and there's also a bait station here too. Down by the docks, there's a secret store that sells scratcher tickets, and that is my favorite, because I love to gamble. But let's go back to the fishing store. Here you can upgrade your camp. This just gives you more access to more items and unlocks. It doesn't make your camp look cooler or give you access to new areas, because remember, this is a chat room game and the chat rooms, they come, they go. This just gives you access to new things like the chalk and the drawings and the guitars. There's some other things to discover in this game, and I'll leave that up to you to find. I think my favorite part of this game is all the cosmetic features you can choose from. You can really have fun with your fisherman outfit, and you can customize it how you like. This is definitely the best time to be playing web fishing, as everyone else is also playing it. But I hope that there's more to come with this game, so it lasts more than a couple months. I want new island types, dedicated servers, new fish. These kinds of things would be so cool, and it would add more gameplay. But for now, it's just a nice gameplay loop. It's cozy. You can play it while you're listening to an audiobook. Right now I'm listening to Lisa Marie Presley's memoir. It's fantastic. It's read by Julia Roberts. So you can really just have a nice time and relax with this game. And you can enjoy the feeling of fleeting communities and chat rooms that we used to have back in the day. Anyway, so I hope I see you out there, and I'm gonna go try to catch another sunfish.